Shortly after the release of the Apple iPhone 14, rumors for the iPhone 15 are already running rampant. The iPhone 15 Pro Max will get a release date in 2023, and if you're running an iPhone 13 right now, you'll probably want to wait for it. Here's why. We've already covered the iPhone 14 pretty extensively. We know that Apple is making quite a few changes with the phones, though most of them are fairly incremental things like changing out the notch for a hole punch style sensor. We also know that the entry-level iPhone 14, so the base model and the iPhone 14 Max, will run the same CPU as the iPhone 13, Apple's A15. That means, if you want access to Apple's latest CPU, the A16, you'll have to buy the iPhone 14 Pro or iPhone 14 Pro Max. This is the first time Apple has done this too, and I have a feeling it'll really divide its fans, especially if you currently own the iPhone 13 and then unknowingly update to the iPhone 14, only to discover it has the same CPU as your old phone. And today, Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo has given us another reason to avoid the iPhone 14. According to Kuo, the iPhone 15 Pro Max will be the first iPhone to carry a periscope lens. As always, this new lens will be exclusive to the Pro versions, potentially just a Max, as Apple continues on its path of harsh differentiation between its iPhone models. Plenty of Android phones have shipped with periscope lenses over the years, but the iPhone 15 Pro Max will be the first time Apple has used the technology aboard its iPhones. Periscope lenses offer vastly improved zooming capabilities which simply are not possible with more traditional types of optics. With a periscope lens, you will be able to do things like 5x or even 10x optical zoom. Currently, Apple's best iPhone can only do 2.5x optical zoom. As I already said, periscope lenses are not new, plenty of phones have used them over the years, phones like the Huawei P30 Pro. Apple will almost certainly do some of its trademark tweakings, however, to bring in as much performance as possible so that it can say it has reinvented zoom for iPhone. The science of how periscope lenses work is fairly complex. It involves a prism or mirror that is used to refract light onto the lens sensor for magnification purposes. The sensor then relays the data to the ISP for processing. It's a fairly involved process, but the results are pretty impressive. 10x optical zoom on a phone is no joke. Optical and digital zoom, what's the difference? Optical zoom is superior to digital zoom in every respect. With optical zoom, the lens is doing all the work manually, it's zooming in on an object, and this, in turn, allows for increased quality and image fidelity. With digital zoom, you're essentially cropping into an image taken with a wide-angle lens. It works okay enough, but the results aren't great, often lacking quality and looking grainy when compared to optical zoom. This was the VeerdyTech channel. See you soon.